What is up, guys? How are you doing? How is your new year going? Mine is going pretty great so far, and we thank God for that. So, guys, today we're going to be talking about refinement, and according to the dictionary, refinement basically is the removal of unwanted or unwanted substances or impure substances. So much more as somehow related as abstraction though, but here we're talking about refinement in terms of trading, and basically what that means is let me use my own definition to define this, guys. Basically, the reduction of the process of going down to lower time frames to get the precise point where your strategy begins. That helps you um that helps you have a better risk to reward ratio. It puts you in a point of advantage. Let's get something done right here. So this is my chart, guys. This is VIX 50 when the first time frame H1. I wanted to do this with my demo account. Um but apparently I've been trying to log in, it didn't log in, so I had to improvise and do this because I work with the shadow, so I had to just do what I have to do for the day. So yeah, let me remove this. This is what I had to find an example basically. So okay. So as I said initially, refinement is your going down to the lower time frames basically to get the precise moment where um your strategy is being informed. The reason why you do this is to have a higher risk to reward ratio. Let me give you an instance. Look at this. I will still tell you why people do this basically, but let's just understand what I'm talking about for now. So this right here is an OB. An OB is an order block. If you don't understand what another block is, go to the click the card above and you will get to know what an OB is. I've done a video on that before. This is an OB. This is a valid order block. First of all, we know that the market right here was on an uptrend because it broke market structure here. We're taking this slowly, guys. It broke market structure here. This is another OB right here. This is another OB right here. Let me see. This is an OB right here. A valid OB. That's an order block. It broke the market structure here. Came, retested this OB and had a little bit consolidation and went up. Same thing here, went down. This is an OB. Okay, this is not a valid OB. In my video about knowing the valid order blocks and not, you would understand why I'm talking about why I said that this is not a valid OB. I'm not going to discuss that here. I've actually done that, and if you click the card above, you're going to see a link to that to know how to identify fake OBs and real OBs. This is not a valid OB. That is why it broke down. And if I had seen this before this whole thing was formed, I would have known that this is not a valid OB because it's all about following your strategy. I'm not going to talk much about that. You could go click the card above and get to know how you identify real and fake OBs. So, guys, back to refinement. Yeah, then it came here, broke here. This is the first BOMS, break of market structure. Second BOMS, break of market structure. Then that verifies the fact that you're in an uptrend. So what does that mean? That we are in an uptrend. You can see that, guys. So what does that mean? It means that we are only looking for buys, basically. We're only looking for buys. So we are going to look for the bearish candle responsible for those highs as our breaker. We all know that now. People that are in this group, or people in my Telegram group, or people that have been following the channel, thanks to y'all for following me up. I really appreciate that. And by now, you should actually understand this as well. If you haven't, just check the previous videos. They're all there, okay? So, we understand the fact that this is a valid order block. This is a valid block. Why? Because let me just recap a little bit. One, let me go here. Okay. One, the candle to wicks ratio is quite balanced to an extent. Secondly, which is also very important, the next candle engulfed the previous bearish candle. The bullish candle engulfed the previous bearish candle, so that verifies it as a valid order block. So with that being said, we have that as our order block, guys, and I'm going to mark that out. So when this market comes down here, let me zoom back in. When the market comes down here, you can see this, right? Now you know that, okay, fine, that okay, this is valid. It has the wicks has touched, the market, it has touched this place and is going back up. It gives you a powerful candle up. But before, we are focusing on this place, guys. We are focusing on this area now. You already know that this right here is a verified order block. The question is, where do you enter the market? You don't enter the market here like that. Why? First of all, this is a higher time frame. There are a lot of things happening in M30, M15, M5, M1. And there's something that I always say. The general trend of the market could be buys or highs or an uptrend. But in the lower time frame, something else could be happening totally. Extremely totally. It could as well be retracing. It could be having a consolidation. And if you don't have enough money and you enter this market on H4, on H1, I mean, you might end up blowing your account, because what is happening in the lower time frame, there's a high chance that it's not what you're seeing here. It's gonna eventually come to be this, but it's not what it is. Let's go down. And with that, because if I'm to enter this market, I'm going to enter this market and basically put my stop loss here. But let's go down and find out where exactly we get to enter this market. That is where refinement is. And if you enter the market in H4, you will find out that if you check the amount of money you are risking, it could be as high as, let's say you have $100 account, and normally you just want to risk $10 for every trade, or $50 or something. And then you check the distance from here to here. This is VIX 50, guys. Some other trades are more volatile than the rest. Like VIX 75 is more volatile than VIX 50. Jump 100 is more volatile than VIX 75, according to my research. So all of them don't have the same volatility rates. Now, if you want to enter this market, you have to refine your trade. Yes, your strategy is right. Yes, you're on track, but you could still blow that account. You could still not get what you're doing. Why? Because of the fact that what is happening in the lower time frames are different from what is happening in the upper time frame. So when you want to enter the market, you have to go to your higher time frame, identify what is happening in the market generally, then go down to the lower time frame to identify what is happening in the market at the moment. So as I said, if you enter this market in H4 here, in H1 here, if you check how much you're going to lose, I would have done something here, but it's not going to work because the market currently has gone way farther than this. But I'm using this for the purpose of this illustration. So you could as well go to your charts and look out for this. If you see it, you just know what to do. And that's that. So back to what we're talking about. If you enter this trade here, for instance, in H1, and you checked how much you were going to lose, there was a video I did where I explained how you could actually identify how much you're going to gain over how much you're going to lose using Deriv as your broker, because that's the only, Deriv hasn't really given us a method of identifying how much you're going to lose or gain before we make our entries. But there's a way around it. I actually made a video on that. If you click the card above, you're also going to find that as well. So back to what we're talking about. If you enter this trade here you're willing to risk, let's say you're risking $150 and you want to make with a lot size of about 0.5 lot size, if you enter this market here and you try and find out how much you are willing to, you might be losing as high as $40 if this market goes against you. If it hits your top stop loss, it might go as high as $40, and you have $100 account. So guys, although that's not logical, but people do it. People blow their accounts. Sometimes people could be very greedy. So what do? You go down. Going down is called refinement. You go down to lower time frames basically, because if, for instance, distance from here to here, you have your entry here. You have your entry here. Before you make your entry, sorry guys, before you make your entries, if you go down and check the distance, you find out that, okay, fine, I'm probably going to enter this market when okay, let's go to lower time frame. Let me explain this properly. Okay guys, you notice something here. Look at what I'm talking about. I just want this to okay, back to work. So this is what I'm talking about basically. We are here. This is what I'm talking about basically. Look at what's happening here. In the higher time frame, what happened? We got a single candle. We got a single candle. A single candle. And you can see was very, very clear here. But what's happening in the lower time frame? What's happening in the lower time frame? Are you seeing how many candles we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. And ideally, this is the original order block. This is actually the order block. And I'm trying to make this fit. Okay, guys, so this is the original order block. You can see this. You can see, let me see if I can zoom in well so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see what happened here, guys. You can see what happened here. It touched this place. So if, for instance, you're in H4 and you're trying to enter this market here because you saw it just hit here, it's still going down and you're going to lose money. So if you don't enter that market in a higher time frame, if you enter in a lower time frame, what does that do for you? The distance from here, if you are making this trade in H1, you're going to be considering the distance from this place to this place where your stop loss is, and that's about, we assumed it was going to be like minus $40. But when you go down to lower time frames to take your entry, you're going to find out that you're going to actually make an entry somewhere here. Let's just assume, because you're not going to be so precise. You're a human being as well. And your distance is going to be from here to here. So what you're risking could as well go from $40 to $20. And let's see if we can go lower. Let's see if we could go lower and see if we can still identify an order block there as well. Okay, guys, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Another one. So you can actually keep going down till you get a precise depends on how you trade and it depends on how much you have. This is basically what refinement is. I'm trying to see. Let me just remove this first one so you could see what I'm talking about. So this is basically what refinement is. And you can see where the market touched here. Let's just see if we could find that. I'm trying to see if I can get that point. Okay, guys, this is beautiful. Look at the point here. You see the point here. This is the exact point where the market hits. But you're definitely not going to get this point. So if you enter the market somewhere here now, for instance, you enter the market somewhere here. This is M5, guys. If you enter the market somewhere here, guys, now your precision, the amount of money you are risking keeps reducing. This is for people that use market execution. The amount of money you're risking keeps reducing. So basically, guys, that's that for refinement. You just need to know how to manage your account, because a lot of people make that mistake, and I see people going to H1 to trade when you don't have so much money, or when you don't have the knowledge on how to handle it. So you need to know how to refine your account to have a higher risk to reward ratio. If you enter this market in a lower time frame, it's still going to give you whatever it was meant to give you. But then the advantage you have is that you have an edge over the trader, over the market, which is you have you're in a position whereby you get profits and lower losses, So that's it for refinement. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and push the notification bell. I'll see you in my next video. Adieu.